Good evening, everyone. We continue with the sessions, and this session is all about retail's new era, balancing tradition and modern needs. As, as you know, since afternoon, we have been discussing about the change. So this is also about the new retail's new era. And today we have got uh, experts from almost six categories here. Uh, what I would be requesting to our panelists is, please introduce yourself succinctly about the brand, and then, we can take it ahead from there. So we can start with Anju, and then, towards the left-hand side, everybody please introduce yourself, and then I will start the...
First of all, thank you so much, everyone. I'm Anju Bala. I'm the Digital Technical Specialist for the Retail Transformation in Microsoft, working there from last 3 years, but serving the retail industry from last 18 years, which comes with how we can transform the retail industry by leveraging new technologies, new things which is coming up with the AI and the other stuff which will be working with that. So thank you so much once again.
So good evening, everyone. My name is Priyanka Gupta, and I'm the Director of Brands of GKB Opticals. We are a company that's over 5 decades old, started by my grandfather in 1959. And we are in 27 cities with over almost 100 stores. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, RI, for this entire process and all. I'm Kaushik. I'm from the Khadim India Limited. I'm heading the retail sales. I'm working in Khadim last 17 years, working since when we was in 60 stores. Now we have more than 800 stores across the east and south. I think we are the value fashion retails most successful in the eastern region, and in the footwear segment, we are the second highest largest stores we have in the pan-India base. Thank you.
Hello. Hello, everyone. I am Suyash Raf, co-founder of Dot & Key. Dot & Key is a new age D2C skincare brand that was founded 5 years ago. In the last 5 years, we are now one of the largest skincare brands online. We are larger than a Lakme, a L'Oreal in the skin category. We tend to start our offline footprint very soon. We are at about 1,000 stores. We are targeting to reach about 10,000 stores by later next year. Currently, about 95% plus of our revenues come from online. And we make products which are unique, highly experience-based in terms of its design, in terms of the user experience, and in terms of the entire user life cycle. And we tend to kind of increase the impact of positive mental health through skincare as well.
Suyash, just correct me, you are larger than which two brands?
Lakme and L'Oreal in the skincare category online.
Okay, we'll come to that.
Hello everyone, my name is Murali. I am the CMO and co-founder of Wow Momo. We are India's largest QSR chain, homegrown QSR chain, with 635 odd outlets in 35 odd cities right now. And maybe by tomorrow morning it will change. So that's how we've been growing.
Good.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Pankaj Gupta. I retail for Bata. I'm sure the brand don't need introduction, but we are in 2,100 stores and 700 plus cities and counting. So we open 6 stores a week, so we are counting every day.
Okay, so guys, whoever, we have got so many people from the press and other digital media. Please don't report the numbers. Tomorrow morning it may change. So Suyash, we'll start with you. When did this brand start?
So it's about 5 years old now.
5 years old. Yeah. And a 5-year-old brand which is bigger than Lakme and L'Oreal, I think before even I go ahead, hats off to you. So what is this retail's new era? How did this happen?
I think a new era in retail only starts with the consumer at the helm of it. Consumers demand more and more as they are more educated, they see the world. They demand more and more from brands and companies and retailers in India. So I think that is the clear reason why retail needs to transform and change based on their needs. So I think online is one phenomena which has come based on their needs and their desires, and I think that's the reason we exist in the first place.
Good. Priyanka, I would like to ask you, in this rapidly changing retail landscape, how do you differentiate yourself? And how have you kept your branding and the brand successful with the onslaught of both online and offline brands?
That's a wonderful question. It's allowed me to think a little. I think for us, because we are a legacy brand, we've established on the basis of trust. So, service for us has been a big component, and the customer experience has been a very big component for us. However, with the changing landscape, there's been a great demand in fashion in the eyewear industry, which has really allowed us to rapidly, cater to the needs of today's customer. Our consumers are more brand conscious and they are more style conscious, They want to wear multiple pairs of glasses for multiple occasions. And I think that's a very exciting shift in the market for us. And now we are working towards creating, that appeal in our stores through our product range as well for the new age customer.
Thanks, Priyanka. Kaushik, Khadim's has been a very big name in the footwear industry.
Yeah, sure. In the eastern part, we are, I think, we are leading to the Bata. So, Pankaj, in these cases, definitely we are leading to Bata, and probably we are, number of stores also is near about Bata.
So what has been the unique, how has the brand transformed itself? Because what we have seen, you have been in the company since last 18 years. And in last 2 decades, we all have seen the brand has changed. But what is it, how have you managed the old, traditional ethos and values with the modern needs of the consumer?
I think our brand was started with the similarly kind of from the moms and pop stores. So our founder is Shroto Rai Burman has reformed the brand. Then his Siddharth Rai Burman, our MD, has considerable into the retail segment into differently. So he channelized both the channel. One is Coco and one is Fofo. Yeah. So I think we are the pioneer in the footwear where we have started early in the Fofo business. We have 700 odd outlets on the franchisee business. I think we are the largest in this segment. We have 250 more Coco, that is around 850 stores as all together we have. And out of that, the leveraging is that every franchisee owner is a business partner and they are also the owner of the business. So we are leveraging them, guiding them properly and giving them the proper adherence of the requirement of this new technique, a new era of consumer insight from the logistics sides, from the marketing side, from the product selection side, we involve them everywhere. So by which all the 700 odd peoples are giving us overall their experience to us to grow further. Every year also we are trying to open around 100 odd outlets every year or approx. So these segments of the consumer insight is changing day by day. So we are evolving the omni channels for the franchisee. We are evolving the consumer insight for the NPS code. We are trying to get involved with them. We are trying to get the TOC, which is theory of constraint, which is being automated supply for them. We are implemented all together to them to encourage more and more profitable business. So end of the day, they are the owner. They have to profitable. Otherwise, yes, the entire business scenario will not be changed. So that is how the consumer and the parenting as a brand to our franchisee, we are continuously working on it and we are trying to resolve as soon as faster.
You mentioned approximately 100 odd brands in a year. That means one brand every 3 days.
Almost
a week or so, and that's a big number. 100 or 80 is a big number. How do you manage this?
See, we have a different team. For the Coco, we have a different team. For the franchisee operation, we have a different team. We have a segment-wise, like from the down level to then regional manager, from the zonal 8. then to the HO level. The basic operations comes from the HO level, where the insight is all kept here. So we give them the all daily basis feeding to them. So this is how he's selling, this is how his consumer behavior is changing. Then the product portfolio enhancement, pricing enhancement, the logistical enhancement. Previously, we have a largest segment in the Northeast where the lead time was 8 to 10 days. Now we are trying to reduce them to 1 to 2 days. It's because of the franchisee, they are kept in mind. I place the order, I pay the money, you have to give the supply as soon as possible like e-commerce people. So lead time, right product, right price, right place, that is how the enhancement of the consumer and by which the footfall, whatever they are getting, that should be addressed as faster as you can.
Thanks. I will come to Murali. Murali, you are the largest homegrown QSR brand. Am I right?
Absolutely.
What makes Wow Momo so tasteful?
The secret recipe. I think what makes Wow Momo so tasteful is the only difference is we keep consumer in the center of our entire universe. Why I'm saying this is that there were steam momos. There were multiple players trying to do steam momos. But we were the first to get into steam cheese momos. We were the first to start cheese momos. We were the first one to start pan frieds. We realized that there was a growing need for a meal. So we started, so the entire idea was we were sitting in a food court looking at a consumer from other brands trying to take their food in the tray. But when they came to our outlet, they used to take the food in the plate. So we said that how can I convert that consumer who's trying to take momos in a plate to momos in a tray? So we launched a Momo burger and we started selling a meal. So every action which we've done, every innovation we've done, we've kept the consumer's subtle need in the middle of it. And that's why I think things are special for us.
Excellent. And so is your business model also very special for any retailer. From a plate to a tray, and I think that sums it all. That, plate was traditional and tray is modern.
Absolutely. So it was converting how a snack into a meal. So converting people who thought that, okay, Momo is something which is only for an evening snack. 5 years back, snacking was nearly 67-70% of my business. Today, snacking is just 30% of all of my business. Dinner is close to 58%. So that proves that how we've been able to successfully convert a snack into a meal, convert possibly a chapati eating country to a Momo eating dinner.
ज़्यादा मत करना. But this is a classic example. Why I'm asking you this is converting a chapati
eating country to a Momo eating dinner.
So this is what the brand or the vision of the founders, Sagar, Murali and others is all about. That they want to convert a chapati eating consumer to a Momo eating and likewise the other products that you have.
Like China and chicken.
So that was the other part which I wanted to deliberate upon. But we'll come to the growth strategy after this. Yeah, you were telling something, please.
So the idea was, how do I, so we envisaged that there would be a need for a branded environment, a consistent taste. People moving across the country would want to look forward to a single brand, a single window. So we converted a roadside snack into a branded environment. With Desi Chinese, we did the same thing. There was not a single player across the country who was trying to serve a similar tasting Desi Chinese. We converted a cuisine gap and gave it a branded environment across the country. We are the largest Desi Chinese brand in the country today. So that's where we felt, again, when it came to chicken, we felt, okay, there has been a legacy brand which has only been, which has done, very little taste innovation and very little product innovation when it comes to palletizing for the country. We felt chicken to various parts of the country today is not fried alone, it's tandoori chicken. So we launched Wow Chicken. Tandoori is nearly 53% of my menu mix today. People go to KFC when they want to have fried chicken, but when they want to have tandoori, they don't even think anyone else apart from me. So that's why we felt that there was a great consumer gap, reading gap, which we encashed on.
Thanks, thanks. Pankaj, over to you. You know, everybody in this room has experienced your brand, Bata. Correct me if I am wrong. So,
In Bengal, we used to say Hata Mane Bata.
क्या बात है?
If you're walking, it means Bata.
Bata. So Pankaj, if you can tell me, keeping it simple, can you, tell us how the brand has kept its relevance? It's a 100-year-old brand?
So in India, yes. In
Yeah.
India, yes.
Yeah. So being a
1937 in India, but originally globally, because it's while most of us might know it's a brand from West Bengal or Calcutta, but it's a Czech brand.
It's a
And
Czech
hence, globally, we are more than 100-year-old, yeah.
more than 100-year-old. So you are the classic case of modern and traditional and modern. How have you, kept this pace with the changing consumer?
I think we've kept two ethos, and I think both Murali and Vedant talked about it. I think one is the being relevant by understanding customer, and I think understanding customer you can only be relevant when you understand the inherent needs and the subconscious needs of the customer, and we have been changing over time, and that's the journey we've been on, being relevant. So I remember one of the problems that we used to come across was. It's a slightly complicated piece to solve for how do I get every single size of a shoe being available, right? And I think the simple problem which when we went to these stores, we understood it, right? And we came with a simple solution of delivering it. Now we are the largest omni-channel player in the country. It's not known for. Plus we do 5% of turnover coming in from only home deliveries, customer coming to my store, not getting a size, and we deliver it in the next 2 to 3 days, right? Again, it's a matter of understanding and how important is customer for you. And I think second is we've been very, very agile. I think I can talk about it. While I have seen, being 12 years with the brand, I have seen the complete changeover from 10 to 23. But in the last 5 years, we've been super agile. And we are very clear on, I'm sure we talked about surprisingly Bata. Most people know school shoes, right? And that's how people were relating. And we were very candid about it. That's how you know it, but let's surprise you. And I think that's the change we have undergone. That's change in terms of how my stores look. We can really be wowed by the product that I carry and the experience. While I believe retail has been changing so rapidly, whatever change you are ready to cope up with, there is another change which comes. And I think COVID has brought that change forward much, much faster for us. I remember we were selling, while Vedant talked about AV increase, we got WhatsApp shopping as one of the mediums during COVID. And it really worked well for us. And I think we learned from it, we made another model. And I think franchise, for example. Franchise was 3 years back, we were just 100 stores. We've been quickly ramping up on franchise model. And similarly, we wanted our brand to be more visible, more relevant. So we went to large format stores. So today you go to Shoppers, Central, Lifestyle, or National Place across the country, you will see a brand or sub-brand of Bata being sold there. So we've been trying to be relevant in the places we see our brand, how the brand is positioned, perceived today, and obviously keeping the ethos, the customers is the epicenter. Which is why we also do something called, every month, the complete team of mine is on the floor selling shoes. If you can't understand customer if you don't get down on your knees, sell a shoe yourself, which is why we call it a day with our stars. We do that, and we understand them better. And I think that has kept us being relevant in the recent past, yeah.
I think I can relate that with Vedant also when he said Mr. Modi also started that years back, 2 decades back. But one thing that Pankaj used the word was agile. Super agile is the word that he used. And that's where I think the whole differentiation or whole, the game changes because but you are not agile. And a company like that being super agile shows the result which all of us are seeing, watching and experiencing also. from an omni-channel perspective also. I've experienced the brand in omni-channel, where you don't have the size or the color or XYZ, and you order it and it gets delivered in 2 days' time. So that is the perfect case of omni-channel that Bata is practicing. Coming back to Suyash. Suyash, you are the only D2C player here, but having achieved what you said, being the largest, bigger than Lakme and the other brand, L'Oreal, sorry. What was the key ingredient or the strategy that you executed which made this happen? That too in 5 years. And I have to take 2 years of COVID also.
Absolutely. So I think I mentioned earlier that at the helm of any consumer brand is the consumer, right? So they are the center of your universe. So at Dot & Key, we found, like, the name Dot & Key is like, we identify the missing dots in your skincare regime and we give the keys a solution to it. So we focused on the unaddressed needs of the consumer, which larger brands were not touching or not creating products for. And we understood those need gaps and we gave products for exactly those need gaps. Very small examples, we have a product which is a hand cream and a sanitizer, right? And this is 2 years before COVID. And a sanitizer really dries your hands, right? And that was a fundamental problem that we had identified back in 2018, right? But we made sure we have a product which the consumers want, which was non-drying. And in COVID, we all experienced like very drying sanitizer. So we solved for that problem. Like your lips and your face really wrinkles due to the sun. And it tans because of the sun. Especially when you're outside, and especially in a country like India. The country made products which were sunscreens for the face, but no one made it for lips. And dark lips is a problem. So we created a sunscreen inside a lip balm, which was again first in India, right? We created a product for swimmers. We created very, very unique products for people who really needed the products and would pay a premium for it, right? So Dot & Key as a brand has been profitable from the first month of its existence because of delivering products that people really wanted, which was not available. And that is the key moat, that is the key strategy that we have been living up to even today. Like, we were the first sunscreen brand in India to launch a cooling sunscreen. We figured out that India is a warm country, a humid country. People want skincare products which are not tacky and cooling, right? In the summers, 40 degrees, you find something which cools your skin. And we launched that. So I think understanding the unmet needs of the consumer have really helped us build a brand with the lowest marketing spends online and one of the most profitable beauty brands which are native to the digital space.
Thanks. Anju, over to you. In this world where online shopping is increasing and, there is also the need for the consumer to get that in-store experience as well. How does your brand help the retailers or the D2C brands?
Thank you so much. So first of all, I always love to start with one of the statement like which Satya I always says that how you can empower every individual person and organization to achieve more. It's not about the industry, it's about the origination that how we are actually coming through. Now, if I talk about the whole gem of the people you all are sitting from the different brands, different retail, you own something, you are building something from scratch and you are taking to the next speed. So how technology is actually working? Because this world is now moving towards more, I would say not more, it's an equal proportion of online as well as the offline sales. When we talk about the offline, it's more about that the touch, the feel, like Vedant mentioned about, that if comes something related to that I want to purchase something for my wedding, I would not go to the online and just casual find something and figure it out. I would prefer to go to the physical stores and do. So how Microsoft is helping us towards these transformations is how I can build a unified platform. That means whether you go to the online store, whether you go to the brick and mortar store, or you are ordering something from call center, as well as there are multiple online marketplaces available. Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra, there are a lot of the spaces where everybody can buy. But I want unified data. I want, if I put the phone number of a customer, I should get all the informations about the particular customer, from where they have bought particular items, what exactly their interest is, what they are looking for. And as likely we are understanding more details about, like even if we are opening a new store, we need to do some research. It's about the sentiment analysis, how I'll understand customer more, not from the new perspective, even to make a continuity, as this industry is agile. Every day customer needs are changing, their emotions are changing, their sentiments are changing. So how the technology with the help of AI, helping them that I can understand the customer sentiments. Based on that, I would suggest, okay, based on this location, based on this region, even based on the particular item, what sentiments then share, so that I can create the actual customer experience which everybody is looking for. Because this is a world of personalization. Everybody needs something specific for me. Even promotion, I want to get something for me. So that's how Microsoft is creating a unified platform, a single platform which can work with your physical stores, which can work with the online, which can work with the call center, and we create a single customer-based data. That means with a single phone number or the unique identification, you're able to figure out across the thing. And the most importantly, when we talk about the retail, now customer data is a crucial thing for us. It's a CDP. The customer data advocacy rules are also there. So that's how Microsoft is also helping to comply with themselves.
Thanks, Anju. Priyanka, Anju mentioned about change. Adapting to change in retail is extremely essential. Can you share some examples, where your brand has embraced change, even in a smaller way, which has impacted the brand or the customer?
Absolutely. So there are a lot of changes we are working on, and I would say we are a work in progress brand. Even though we're 5 decades old, we have so much to learn. So much to learn from Vedant, from your conversation as well. I think it's really inspiring. And really, with regards to change, one of the key changes we've noticed is that in eyewear, the sunglass segment has grown considerably. Nowadays it's not just a need-based industry, it's a want-based industry. I want to show off the latest style. Ranveer Singh is wearing it, I want it, etc., etc., etc. So, we sort of diversified into travel retail with one of our key stores in Bangalore International Airport, the new terminal. And we saw significant demand for sunglasses, particularly the brands and the styles. And we've seen a sort of craze behind the demand. It's really incredible to see how our customers come in and they just, they have seen this particular model, they follow it on Instagram, and they pick it up and buy it because it's impulsive as well. They have a flight to catch. A second very key segment that we are also diversifying with regards to eyewear is the wedding segment. As far as Manivar is in apparel, we see a growth even in sunglasses and eyeglasses, because with that new sherwani or with that beautiful, lehenga, we want to complement it with eyewear, with the tinted glasses for the mehendi, or a lovely, nice aviator gold frame with a sherwani. So we launched a wedding edit in 2020. It's a sort of a event that we have towards the November, December, the wedding season, and it's a pop-up in few of our stores, our key flagship stores, where we send out invitation, do marketing, and we try to cater to segments of customers who are interested in luxury and are interested in fashion. So it's really exciting to see this segment grow, and we feel that there's a lot more exciting things that we can do with eyewear. It's a very interesting industry. It's an industry by itself because it's a marriage between need and want. It's a marriage between lenses and frames. So a lot to do over there, and yes, we're constantly evolving.
Constantly evolving. Murali, how has the consumer changed? And how are you also constantly evolving? Can you give some insights about a consumer from your perspective as far as Wow Momos is concerned?
I think the most, the biggest change that has happened in the consumer mindset today is the restlessness.
Restlessness, wow.
I think brands are tackling restlessness. If you can tackle the consumer recklessness, then you are banned. And I also feel that therefore, a true brand is a brand that has the largest forgiving power, forgiven power. Matlab, if the consumer is ready to forgive you, you are a brand for your mistakes. And that's the benchmark for a brand. For in our industry, so every order is a test to the brand's strength, because you complained that the food did not come come on time. Then you complained that the food was very hot. That when I held the packet, my hand got burnt. Then you ordered for spicy momos, but it were too spicy. Why were the momos spicy? So there are a lot of complaints, and consumer today, like I keep telling, that in today's day and age, the consumer wants ghar ki dal made by the restaurant in the ghar ki dal taste, but in a restaurant environment having at home. So it's a very complicated. so so therefore, I think the biggest challenge for any brand and the biggest change in the consumer set is the restlessness, and that is what we are tackling. I also have a very interesting take on the entire evolution part of it.
Yeah.
I personally feel that 5 years or 10 years back, an initiative started with what? I think today the initiative starts with why.
Why?
That's a what you call a huge prism change that has happened. We don't in our system we don't ask what we are doing, it's that why we are doing it. So the why needs to be answered, and this is not only for a brand level or at a macro level. I'm not talking at a Sadguru level, but even at a Kam Guru level, at an operational level, at an execution level, you will have to ask why. And we encourage people to ask why. We do town halls because you are dabbling with 6,700 employees, right? And trying to go to those 67 employee and say that why have we launched this checklist at an operation level? You will have to talk to them in their language. And for that, you clearly need to tell them the why. So the why is very critical. And if you crack the why, you will crack the evolution.
Crack the why, you will crack the
Evolution.
evolution. Wow. Pankaj, how is Bata adopting to this change, which Anju, then we Priyanka, and then Murali also spoke about?
Hitesh, I think one thing I think we discussed in the prior as well. I think retail is not about that one big change, right? It's about that small changes that you make, right? And it's also about being adaptable to technology and embracing technology. And I think that's been the biggest change for us, right? So I think, and Murali and me had a common piece on, we open so many stores. How do you get these stores right? Right? Because it's a big investment, right? The gone are the days when probably I would have, 5 years back, would have gone and seen every single store before it gets opened, right? Now it doesn't exist. There's enough technological platforms which exist to give you right data points, psychographics, to tell you where should you open, where exactly in which 100-meter radius, which brand vicinity, and exactly with what kind of people. So there is so much evolved data which is available, right? I think, and this is only one of the examples, right? The ways we were doing things earlier, right, is getting changed with each passing day. So I think it's been an amazing journey on the way things are getting simplified, and I think we absolutely as an organization not scared of technology. We're embracing technology in every possible manner. So, and for that matter, Hitesh, I think 3 years back we used to have loads of paper. Today, I can tell you my retail function is a paperless organization. So I think that's the power of the amount of technological change and the embracing the whole change has been for us.
It's a funny thing. Sorry, I'm just interrupting. It's about humanizing technology also.
Humanizing technology. We'll ask
At the same
Anju
time.
about that. Yeah, we will do that. Suyash, again coming back to you, you are a D2C brand. How do you maintain the human element in interaction with the customer?
I think the main connect that we have with our consumer is to our customer service, right? Because or through our Instagram channels or any of the social media channels, right? So we interact with them regularly, like through our community building activities. And through our customer service, we have a team of about 15 people in customer service, out of which 5 people are dedicated towards talking to consumers and getting feedback from consumers on a regular basis, right? So this way, we are very, very well connected to what the consumer wants. For example, if you have launched a new product, initially, we always see good traction whenever there's something new in our industry. The real test, the litmus test is like after 3 months or 6 months of launching a product, are we still seeing the growth, right? At that point of time, we really understand that the product is successful or not. So in order for us to keep on investing in a new product, we make sure that our customer service team is really making those calls. Another layer of the feedback comes from influencers for us. You know, we are very big on actually hiring influencers to kind of promote us through their channels. So they are a great source of information because they kind of represent a large set of consumers and they understand the space and what the consumer pulse is because their entire content creation is based on that. So the moment we get a feedback from these influencers, we kind of have a sense of where the product is going, the success rate, and how should we look at it. So I think these are the key pillars that we have built in order to get the feedback. And on top of it, we are now actually expanding into retail pretty aggressively. We have pop-up shows across the country to kind of find out and interact with them directly. And you know, my wife Anisha and me, who co-founded Dot & Key with me, basically, we make sure that we physically are visiting a lot of stores where we are available and talking to consumers to make sure that what they are thinking about it. We also talk to influencers. So we make sure that we are very, very close to our consumers and we make sure we understand the pulse of our consumers at every touch point to make sure that we are delivering what ultimately they are looking for.
Excellent. In spite of being a D2C brand, you are still so very close to the consumer. You mentioned all those examples, the way you are, interacting with your consumers online or offline. And that's where, Anju, I want your viewpoint on, this humanizing of technology and how omni-channel, that's online and offline approach, enhances the brand equity also and the customer experience also.
So when we talk about the humanizations of retail industry, actually, I would love to split into the 4 things. The first component of the retail transformations always start with the marketings, promotions, how you are doing. The second component talks about the intelligent stores. When we talk about intelligent store, it's not about just the billing system we needed. It's about understanding the customer and suggest the product according to that. Like we say recommendations, like we say what they will like it in terms of the product selections. Similarly, if, I'll just repeating again, like if the person is coming on store or if the person is buying online, are they able to see the same product? Will they be able to see certain kind of rating, reviews? Would they be able to see the similar line of the things which they see in the physical store? At least they will get 70% experience within the same online stores. Third component, which are most important, comes as a part of supply chains management. We know that we are selling, but how we are managing the inventory? What is the replenishment strategy? How you are doing the store-to-store transfer, the warehouse? Certain products which we are working as a make-to-order. Certain are make-to-productions. So how the manufacturing is also working. And the fourth important concept is employee experience as well. Because in retail industry, customer is the king, but employees are also. Because we also need to think about how easy they can work on an application or they can use a technology. Like an example, in festival season, if the customers will walk in with a huge numbers in a store, how easily you can accommodate them, how easily you can work along with them. Similarly, technology helps to ease everything and connect every dot together with the help of artificial intelligence, augmented reality, so many things coming into the market. So that's how everything's we work together. And in the bottom of this, because everything is linked to the revenue, how your financials is completely intact to that particular one, that is also important. So that at the end of the day, I want to know how much store performance is done. I want to know what exactly the individual product ratio is. Which product is going up, going down, everything we can create with a single space. So this is how technology is actually binding everything together, not into the silos, so that you will get start with the simple promotions. You go to the inventory managements, you give the complete store experiences, customer experiences, the feedback, advisory, everything, and then employee experience, so that we can complete the whole circle. And the most important, at the end of the day, what exactly the company owners or the CEO wants to see, how my store is actually performing. That's the analytical parts, so that I can see how exactly the performance is actually going on, where I need to spend more, where exactly I need to invest more from the future perspective. That comes into the same area.
Excellent, Anju. No, no, it's okay. I think she summed it up. Anju has summed the whole technology piece in the last 2-3 minutes, and this is what every retailer needs to do. We are, coming. I think we are almost done. I will just ask the last question to our esteemed panelists about what do they feel, would be the success mantra for us to, for retailers to balance the traditional and the modern needs of the ever-changing consumer, and thus winning not only the market share, but the mind share as well as the heart share. So we start with Murali. You can give your 3 mantras or 2 mantras, and we sum it up.
Mantra is, I think, LLL.
L?
L, L.
Triple L.
It's, first L is listen.
Listen,
Second L is constantly learn.
learn,
And third L is then launch. Then launch.
launch.
Yeah.
Oh, so in your business
Because
it's launch.
Very importantly, your
But
first...
Shreyans can't launch because he is a D2C brand.
No, launch anything. Launching a campaign, it's also there. Launching the product, which means that...
Very good.
Pumping money into the product.
Anything launch.
So,
Good.
I think listen is very important, because if you don't listen, you are completely, you are alienated. Second is, I think the consumer is the best teacher. There cannot be anyone else who can teach you better than the consumer. So learn from the consumer. And third is, when you launch it with passion, and at the same time, plan your launch very well. The biggest problem where I think, and this is completely my CMO hat talking, that most often than not, products fail because they have not launched it right. Most often than not, we sell Mercedes to Dharavi. That is why we fail. So know your target and launch it well.
Excellent. Suyash, your 3 mantras. It can be 2 and 4 also, but
I think my number 1 mantra is fail fast, learn fast. So be the first to market and fail and relaunch rather than just waiting it out, because it's not the big that eats the small, it's the fast that eats the slow, right? Second thing is, consumer is king, consumer is God, consumer is everything. As long as the consumer is happy, your balance sheet looks happy, right? and the third thing is, I think just honesty. Just be honest with everyone, your consumers, your team, with yourself, and ultimately success will always find you.
excellent. Pankaj.
On just before I go on that, I think I'll just add scale fast as well. So I think it's once you've learned it, then there should not be no stopper behind it. I think my mantra is very clear. Selling shoes, I think step into the customer's shoes when you get into the work. That's the simple mantra.
Excellent. Step into the customer's shoes. One line, best. Sir.
For me, it's
Kaushik.
a very simple thing. The product we sell or service we sell, whatever we sell, that is a mool mantra of our business. So whatever we are doing, that should be honesty, and the things has to be perfect for the consumer, not for us. So do whatever for the consumers, not only for the brands. So keep changing the product, service for the consumer, not for the brands.
Do for consumer, not for brand. Okay. Priyanka.
So to add on to what was said, I think the consumer is always right. I remember, my grandfather always told me when he started the business, at that time he didn't know any Bengali, and he taught himself Bengali when he was dispensing over the counter in his Gariahat store, because that's the only way he could connect with the customer. So again, the customer is always right. You need to adapt to the customer, and if you stay humble and keep listening and keep innovating, I think that's the key.
Okay, Anju, last
For
but not the
me,
least.
the first mantra for me is do less and try to achieve more by doing some smart works. Not I'm saying I'm in technology field, but because of the world we are living into, we need to instinct with the traditional, what exactly we are seeing, what we feel. But we need to become more smarter by leveraging some other ways, not only technology, the surround, the connects, everything. And second, for me, in the retail industry, I would say experience. Employee experience, customer experience, even the work we are working with the stakeholders, they themselves need an experience. So experience matters a lot in our industry because that's actually creating an impact at the last when the person is leaving the room or the store, how they are going up to. That's
Do
it.
less, somebody in Bangalore told do more. So maybe,
I
that
say
may
do less, get
do,
more.
do less, get more. Okay, good. So with this, we come to the end of our panel. Couple of insights. Listen, learn, launch. Murali, so listen to your consumer, learn as fast as you can and launch whether it's a product or a service or a store or XYZ as fast as you can. Fail fast, learn fast. All these things fast, fast, fast. That's where it is. Because you go back to what Pankaj said about agile. No, super agile is the word that he used. Consumer is the king. All of them agree that consumer is the king. And honesty is the best policy. So you have to be honest with everyone. Step into the consumer's shoes. And that's the best thing. What you want to do, treat others as you want them to treat yourself. So that's where step into the consumer's shoes. Do for consumer, not for the brand. अपने लिए करोगे तो नहीं मिलेगा, औरों के लिए करोगे तो सब कुछ मिलेगा. ऐसा भी होता है. And this is what he tried to say. But the essence is do for the consumer. Again, consumer is coming at the core of it. Be humble and be innovating always is what the insights we got from Pankaj and Priyanka also. Do smart. I won't use the word do less, but do smart. Experience is the key, whether it is for the employee, whether it is the customer or for the stakeholder. With this, I would like to thank my panelists. Thanks very much for sharing your lovely insights.
Thanks
It was
to
a
you,
pleasure.
amazing, for bringing all of us together. Thanks a lot to you.
Thanks.